Hi guys, and welcome to a tag. This is the tag called What I Have Created. I wanted to share with you guys a couple things that I made in high school and a couple different classes that I've made a different couple things. So I wanted to go over them and share them with you because this is the What I've Created tag.
Good morning, guys.
So this is a quick overview of some of the stuff that I made in pottery class. This is actually all my pottery stuff that I've made, or the stuff that I've actually kept. And then one soldering thing. This is a ring that I made, so we're going to start with the ring. So I took a metalsmithing class, and I took it twice because the first time I was horrible, but for the record, my teacher did not, she had a lot of students, and so she did not help me very often because she had lots and lots of students. So the first time I really didn't do that good. I couldn't figure out how to solder. You know, I was too shy to ask for help with other students and everything. But the second time that I took it, because I wanted to improve my grade, I did an actual ring, and I actually got it like all the way soldered, so it's closed. So what I mean by that, if you don't know, is if it's not soldered, there's a hole or a gap in the middle, and this is completely closed off of the metal. I'll show you a close-up later. But I sized it, I put like a little decoration in it, I made it kind of funky, kind of like a little crown. But the problem is that I measured it to my dad's hand, and then it didn't fit. So that was the only problem, but I did do it, and I did get a B on it, so I'm very happy with that. The next stuff we have is my pottery stuff. So my first time in pottery, I did this. It's just a little simple bowl, and then I put like little people on the outside to make it kind of look Celtic, and painted it blue. Then put it in the kiln and put a star in the middle of it. It's pretty simple, but it's cute. Got a star and then the little people, and I put some shine on it. So this is the first one I ever did. Then I did this one, which is one I actually did on the wheel, and I'm super excited about. I painted it just simple red, but I'm pretty impressed because I did my first one on the wheel, and I was pretty happy about it. Then I did this one, which was a coil one. You take coils of like snake-like clay and mold them up to this, and then it had to have texture, so I put a lot of texture in it and a lot of circles in the middle, and I wanted it to be blue and green, so I put green on the inside and then blue on the outside, and I think it looks great. The next thing I did is I made a little clay duck, which wasn't part of the project, but I wanted it to go with my ducks theme bowl. This is after I met Andrew. I just made a simple one and then put little like indentations in it. I put a tree in the bottom and painted it green and yellow, and then the little duck goes in the middle. And if you noticed, that actually goes here on my table, which is pretty cool. This is another one I did. We were supposed to do something with something like, it had to have something on the outside that is like a different part of it that you have to attach. And so I cut the top to make lines. I did a kind of spotted pattern on the inside of dark purple, light purple first with dark purple, then really dark on the top, and then painted all the rest spackly color. And I really like this one too. This one's really cool. And then this one is the worst one I've ever done, and I'm going to explain why. But this is also a coil. You can see the coils still in it. It did have a second handle. You can see right here where my thumb is that it's supposed to have a second handle. And yeah. So I had this project. It was this tall, and I had two handles on it, and I was going to turn it in because we're supposed to make a coil project, and it has to have two handles and all of that, and has to have loop patterns and be painted and have cool patterns on the outside. Well, I was sick for 2 days of class, and I asked Andrew, or I had to go somewhere, I'm not sure, but I was absent, so I asked Andrew to put it in the kiln, to put a coat of paint and then put it into the kiln for me. Well, he got bored that day, so I had already started painting it brown because I wanted it to be brown, and then I was going to do a top layer of pink. He just heard pink, so you can see this is kind of discolored. He took the pink and just painted the whole thing pink, carried it one hand on the other handle, obviously, like this, to the kiln. It dropped. This part of it broke off. Still put it in the kiln anyways. Well, put it in, and then my teacher said that it could not be completed like this because it needs to be like painted more. So she put it back on the shelf. He didn't know that. He couldn't find it when it was back. And so by the time it was due, I was like, oh, okay, I want to see my finished project. By the time it was due, Andrew realized that it was in my cubby and that it was not completed. And yeah, so I got a D on that, but it's kind of a combination D for me and Andrew, because this is like the pottery that we did together, and that he totally got me a feeling great on. But this actually sits on his side table. I gave it to him because I was like, well, you ruined it, so you should keep it. So I gave it to him, but I think that's kind of a funny story. Okay, and then as you can see behind me, I have made 2 mirrors up here and a mirror downstairs. I've also made some other little glass projects and a metal smithing type metal thing that I'll show you in just a second. But I made these 2. This is my very first one that I've ever made, and I'm pretty happy with it. I worked so hard on it. This is not part of it, just for the record. Probably knew that, but I'm so proud of it because it's my first one that I ever did. The first time I took the class, I had this idea that I wanted to do the sun, the moon, stars, and then flowers going down, and then flowers on the bottom. Well, when I was doing it, I had the board like this, and I put the sun here with the intention to put the moon here. But then I was like, oh, what if they're in totally different corners? So I was like, okay, I'll do that. That'll be great. I'll put flowers, stars, flower, stars, a combination, and then put the moon in the corner. Well, too busy talking, too busy listening to music, and I put the moon upside down. So now it looks like a smile face, which is totally just not great. And you can tell by it, like, there's a lot of the dark stuff to cover the holy spots. Well, okay, I was not great at cutting glass. I started out great up here, and then I just, like, got frustrated because the pieces wouldn't cut the way I wanted it, so it didn't exactly turn out like that. But I think it turned out really great. Then this spot, a piece fell off right before I was doing this part where you take this, like, black clay stuff and put it all over it to fill in all the cracks. I just slipped that in because whatever. But I did that one, and I'm pretty impressed, and I love it a lot. And it's my very first artwork. And then the second one I did with my friend Helena, who you know, Lainey. We decided we were going to do a project together, but secret. Hush, hush. So I decided I'm going to do, we were both going to do the same thing on one side. So we both put a peace symbol, and we were going to do orange and yellow like a sunset, and then we were going to do a heart, and I would have half the heart and she would have half the heart, so when you put ours together it would be a whole heart, and then we were going to put white right here, and then the rest of the board was going to be whatever we wanted. So this part would be the same on hers. Anyways, then I decided to do different tributes to different things in my life. This, of course, is not included, but it is kind of funny that there's a symbol. So I put pink for my favorite colors, pink and blue, and I put another heart. And then I liked how it looked on this one, so I put 2 of those, and then just filled in the gaps with just like blues and whites. This is yellow and green for ducks colors for Andrew, a lightning bolt. Then I did the same pattern, then yellow and green for Andrew again. This is a little mini rainbow. That's a cookie. That's a sun. And then I added like a little tiny, I thought this leafy pattern was really cool. So that's what I did. And I like that one too. So the first thing that I made is this. I made it in a metal class where you had to like bend the metal and put things in it, and so it's a bug. See? And it goes in this glass case. So this is the first thing that I made. The next thing, and you'll see me in there, is this. I made this in stained glass with my friend Helena. and did all of this. All this work. Stained glass slash soldering that I made for my dad. It's like a stained glass thing. You were supposed to attach a little thing on it to put it in the window, but it ended up just being a glass piece. So I hope after seeing all those cool creations, you guys want to do this tag yourself. Just show something that you have created, either in school, like pottery, metalsmithing, anything like that, or just something that you've made homemade in a DIY situation. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and let's get back to the vlog.
Spoiled.
Do that again, Mom.
No, you're gonna record me? Spoiled.
We are gonna go and get some dinner to do mac
because that door doesn't work.
It's gonna be bacon mac and cheese, so I'm really excited. We're gonna go to the other firmware too, and we never get to go there. And apparently they're just gonna keep screaming and stuff.
See, I feel like I'm so far over this way that I'm like blocking traffic trying to go that way.
This is Andrew's school. He went to for the rest of the half of his years. He did his senior year here and his junior, I think. No, just his senior year. And this is Century. So this is where Andrew went to school.
20 miles in an hour.
Right there. That's where Andrew went to school. Guys, I'm in the fancy session. I'm getting the fancy cheese for the fancy party.
Always I shredded an 8-ounce block of Cabot,
Got to be
New
so
York.
fancy.
Extra sharp white cheddar.
Look at my mom, so fancy.
Is that Cabot, New York?
Yeah.
Extra sharp. That's what it says too.
Okay, extra
8-ounce
sharp.
block.